Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the County of Monterey News Briefing. I'm Nick Pasculi, County Communications Director and Chief Public Information Officer for the County of Monterey. We have with us today, first up, is going to be Josh Silvera, Battalion Chief from the Monterey County Sheriff's Office, and he'll be giving us an update on the situation with the timber fire and what we can expect over the next coming days. Josh, and joining us, I know you're super busy and we are really appreciative.
Oh, no, I appreciate you guys reaching out, Nick. Josh Silvera, Battalion Chief with CAL FIRE here in Monterey County. One of the public information officers here assigned to the timber incident. As you guys may have seen in all of the social media posts and incident updates, containment of the incident is slowly growing. Most of that containment is happening in and around the community of Big Sur. We're very, very thrilled to announce that to date, we have zero damage or destruction to any homes there in the Big Sur community. Firefighters worked really, really hard securing the wildfire's edge there through Big Sur. So that's a number we're really, really proud of, that we've been able to keep any of that destruction to a minimum. We understand the financial implications that have come with this incident down in Big Sur, having to shut down Highway 1 and any impacts that it has to the businesses down there. And we really appreciate everybody down in that Big Sur community for their support and patience with us as we continue to manage this incident.
And Josh, CAL FIRE's got a lot of resources here in Monterey County helping with this incident. Can you kind of paint a picture for what that looks like?
Yeah, we have resources from around the state, and then some of our federal partners from the U.S. Forest Service have management personnel and resources from around the country. It's no short, small task getting those resources mobilized, moving into our area. But as cooperators here in Monterey County, we know it's what we need to do in situations like this to really gain progress on these rapidly expanding and evolving incidents. We talked last week about the collaborative efforts that we have countywide prior to incidents like this, and it's constantly meeting, evaluating, and training with all of the rollout that would come from an incident like this that really makes this come across as very seamless in the event that we do have these emergencies. It's not magic. It's not a small feat or task to mobilize a small city. And it's those collaborative efforts that we're constantly working on here that have really made this incident go as smoothly as it has.
Yes, and in addition to the number of personnel, which is pretty darn close to almost 2,000 folks, including the support people and the base camp behind you. But we have aircraft, we have heavy equipment and things of that nature that are working day and night to attack this fire.
Yeah, and those totals that we post nightly don't reflect some of those things that you're talking about. The support staff that aren't true public safety, but they fill that role logistically, like our caterers or folks that are preparing our meals, the folks that are working on the lunches for the firefighters that are going out on the line, the other personnel that aren't true first responders, but come to us as contractors and supply a tremendous amount of logistical support in times like this.
Exactly. And of course, we know we've got the support of the Monterey County Sheriff's Office, the Department of Emergency Management for the County of Monterey. There's a lot of players in this event to most importantly protect life, but also to protect property. And I know we're starting to see some signs of appreciation up and down the coast for the firefighters and all the folks working as first responders. What kind of feeling does that give your coworkers out in the field?
It's great. None of us do this for any kind of recognition or anything of that nature. But those signs of support, the thank you firefighters, we appreciate what you're doing. That goes a long way for morale. It helps folks know that what we're doing is appreciated by the community. And I know it puts a smile on my face, knowing that we made somebody's day a little bit better in these times of need.
And I think one of the things for folks to remember that aren't necessarily impacted with this fire, because certainly a large percentage of the county can be prone to fires like this, is that whole idea of preparation and that mindfulness of, being prepared, having a family plan and things of that nature. Can you just talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, we touch on it year round. The ready, set, go, being prepared, how you can be fire wise, how you can prepare your home, have a home hardening plan, those escape plans, understanding your zone. But nothing really drives that home like having some smoke in the air and having folks go, oh, they're not messing around. There's a ton of resources uh, available to everybody. And we really hope that this makes people's eyes open a little bit, that it can happen here and it does happen here. And when you have smoke in the air, that's not the time to be out clearing your house, preparing that go bag, making sure that you have a plan in place in the event that a wildfire like this does happen.
And CAL FIRE has a lot of resources on their website, as does the County of Monterey. And so we would encourage folks to go to those websites and to help educate yourself on what you need to do to keep your family safe and to avoid a disaster. Josh, I know you're busy and you're probably going to get ready to go into another briefing of some sort. So I want to thank you very much for your time. Thank CAL FIRE, all the partners that you're working with and from around the state. And of course, the California Office of Emergency Services is there with you as well. So thanks, Josh, and we appreciate your time today.
Thanks, Nick. I appreciate you guys having me.
All right. Have a great day.
You too.
All right. So next topic on the briefing today. So Car Week just ended, and incidentally, the County of Monterey plays a very large role in Car Week activity, not just from a logistics standpoint, but obviously working in emergency preparations and being ready as first responders, but also through our Housing and Community Development Department that created an incredible tool to use during Car Week, which was mccarweek.com. And so with us this afternoon is Dina Norcutt from our Housing and Community Development Department, who's also the project manager for the MC Car Week website. And we got some incredible results as a result of folks using that important GIS tool, Dina. And why don't you give us a 35,000 view of some of the things you learned over the last couple of days since Car Week ended.
Thank you so much, Nick. Let me go ahead and share my screen really quick. I do want to show you. So real quick, this was our overview that we provided on July 22nd. And basically, there we go. The mobile version also, just as just a brief thing, I just wanted to kind of show everyone what we're looking at here. It was the mobile view here. We also had the Big Sur timber fire information, page translation, traffic map, etc. And here are our numbers, which is pretty wild. 92 new users, which means unique users,
92,000.
9,200. And then event count would be 82,000. What event count means is how many times someone clicks a button or interacts with a tab. I thought this was interesting, is the diversity of outside sites that we're sending visitors to mccarweek.com. And a lot of this is thanks to our media briefing that we're doing right now. And basically, this means that the Car Week website was being used as a resource tool for all of those folks that were here visiting, as well as for our constituents, our community. And this was also very interesting, I thought, which was our language data as well as the international traffic. So I was able to get it sort of a data dump using Google Analytics, and we were able to find all of this unique traffic that was coming in from all over the world for mccarweek.com. And then basically the takeaways are more than 9,000 users generated nearly 82,000 interactions in just 4 weeks. We only launched on July 22nd, so the period that I'm looking at is August 17th is the end date. So the 22nd, actually the 21st to the 17th of August. So July 21st. And then the audience went out beyond Monterey County. So we have a lot of folks from San Jose and so on. And then the multiple channels that drove discovery. We were interested in a lot of these because Reddit and Ferrari chat and AI assistants, we found that to be pretty interesting information. And then engagement followed the event, meaning people just kept coming back and visiting the site, the sites over and over. So it basically said it to us that it was a go-to resource and that the experience delivered user utility. So basically, people could go in and they could see the schedules and so on. They could see last minute stuff. We were in some cases updating this hourly as things changed because we did have a lot of things that got moved and canceled and rerouted as a result of the fire. People were trying to be helpful in that manner. Um, so the whole team was kind of hands-on, making sure that a lot of changes came through, and even feedback and things that we got from your team, Nick, were extremely helpful. Anytime we can get changes like that that are helpful, the customers are asking for that, and constituents, that's all helpful information for us.
Exactly. And that's one of the things I wanted to ask you about, because obviously, there's always something we can learn from the user experience and things of that nature. Are there any things that kind of stand out in your mind of things you learned with regard to how users and the feedback we were getting from users and what we might change next year or might add or improve on?
I'm happy you said that because many times we're so close to this stuff and we're in the weeds. And to us, we look at it and we see like this is obvious and this makes perfect sense. And then we're like, oh, wait a minute, that makes good sense too. Because someone had mentioned that it didn't make sense that if something was underlined, it wasn't necessarily a link. So we had to make that, bold and change the kind of the way we saw things and look at it through the lens and the perspective of the community that's looking at this for the first time after we had been like looking at it for weeks. So yeah, I think that was very helpful. And then the translation tool, as you could see from the slide, was used a lot. So that was something that came in from your team as well as putting translation on there. So that was great. Anytime that somebody finds something like that, I look at it as an opportunity to just make it better for the public.
And thinking about the future, and of course we know we have Car Week coming up again in 2027, but we also have the U.S. Open. So might this be something that the Housing Community Development Department will keep active and roll it out for the U.S. Open, which undoubtedly will bring a lot of people to the peninsula?
Yeah, it's interesting you said that because now that we've got this perfected, the mccarweek.com perfected, we started out originally in 2018 with our special events web map. So from that, we were like, wow, there's too many events to have on here for Car Week. Let's make a separate one for Car Week. So what we're going to do is take basically this form and function that we've got perfected now for Car Week, or at least we like to think perfected, and use that for the special events web map, and that will obviously have that event on there as well. And we might look at it and decide we want to make it more of an event website for that event. But I think just having it as the special events map would be pretty helpful, and we can probably tag team on that. I can ask your opinion too as we get closer and see what you think.
Of course. And it's just, to me, it's just an amazing tool. I couldn't speak highly enough about it. Everybody I ran into for at least 10 days prior to Car Week, I'm like, you gotta use this tool. It's a great tool. And we worked really hard on it. You worked in particular, worked really hard on it, and the GIS team. But I think what's important for people to understand is this is local government looking to help address the needs of our local residents as well as our visitors, and to be proactive in solving a challenge that we know people face anytime there's a big event on our peninsula, and that's traffic.
Right. I couldn't have said it better. That was perfect. But it's true. And, a lot of times people, they get angry about the traffic on Car Week. And we think, okay, well, this can help you avoid some of the traffic if you're trying to get to work or you're trying to get to something. So we kind of look at it as helpful tool for avoiding as well as finding the best way to get somewhere, avoiding traffic and getting there safely. So hopefully it helps everybody in that respect.
And I think going, and again, to the credit of the Housing Community Development Department, but there was collaboration countywide
Yes.
with our city municipal partners, with other county agencies and things of that nature. And all reports are from local law enforcement is that things went smoother with regard to traffic and the flow. Not that there wasn't traffic. We don't want to misstate that. There was in certain places, but things seem to go smoother. And I think tools like this and the collaboration that HCD and our sheriff's office and many other departments within the county, our public works in particular as well, coordinating help to make that experience hopefully better for everybody, especially our residents.
Yes, absolutely. I think so too. And I've only heard good things. So hopefully, again, if we hear something else we can make better for next year, we're all ears. We just want to make it the best that it can be.
Great. Well, Dina, thanks again for joining us on this briefing. We appreciate your efforts and look forward to seeing what else you have up your sleeve in future events. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, and our last guest today, we have from our workforce development team. We have Michael. I'm going to mess this up. I'm sorry, Michael.
That's fine. Artalejo.
Archuleo. I had practice before we got on today and my tongue just stopped working. I've been talking too much all day today. But thank you for being here. And I know you got a lot of exciting things, Michael, to talk about what that's going on at job placement with the job placement at Monterey County Works. And one in particular is the promotion of the Green Cadre program that you've been so involved with for a number of years. And why don't you give us an update on that and also what's coming up with regard to careers and healthcare?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you for having me here. So we are we're in the middle of our current Green Cadre cohort, and we are doing outreach for our next cohort. That next cohort, the applications are open and online at MontereyCountyWorks.com. And the Green Cadre is an opportunity for individuals between the ages of 18 to 30 to come together, learn some team building and some soft skills that we do the training, also get certifications in OSHA 10, HAZWOPER, food handler safety training certificates, things that we can bolster, use in the community, but also build a resume around. And once we get out and about in the community, it's all about climate action and addressing food insecurity. So after those trainings are completed, we get out there and partner with the local food banks, the California State Parks, the City of Monterey, Resource Conservation District, and a number of other programs, local community gardens, to show individuals what it means to garden and harvest food sustainably, how to donate that harvested food to local food banks and local nonprofit organizations, as well as packaging and distributing, assisting the food banks in their mission. And then on the environmental action side of things, a lot of work done with the California state parks, fuel mitigation, getting rid of an invasive species of vegetation that's not supposed to be there. We want to make our state parks back to the way they were before we got here. So natural land, planting trees, planting natural vegetation, also promoting pollination. And we do a lot of that work through the gardens. So right now we have opportunities. That program will officially start the process at the end of September. We go through all the orientation and eligibility, get individuals in here. They'll get paid $20 an hour to do the work, and it'll run until December 18th. That's the one that we're currently doing our outreach for. And right now we have a group that's actually at the Second Harvest Food Bank. Second Harvest Food Bank is in Watsonville, but they also help service Pajaro, Aromas, and Royal Oaks area of Monterey County. So we want to make sure that all of the county, all the way as far south to as far north as possible, is being serviced by the Green Cadre program. So that's kind of a look at what the Green Cadre program is right there.
And one of the things I love about this program, Michael, is that it's not just an opportunity for young people to work, but it's also an opportunity to learn. I mean, you talk about, understanding environmental issues and sustainability issues and things of that nature. It kind of combines the best of both worlds, the education piece, but also getting paid to learn and to do some work, to do some good work at the same time.
100%. And our partners have been great with giving the whys behind the work that we do. So they a little bit of understanding of why is it important to sheet mulch, for example. Why is it important to put native plants? Why is it important to have pollinators around there? And to get a focus of the community itself, especially with regards to food insecurity. We hear that term, but we actually get to see the faces of the individuals that may be food insecure. So that broadens their perspective, all while they're getting their certification and paid to train. And it opens doors also with regards to interaction and networking. We have individuals that come to us that are interested in either food insecurity or climate action. We have people that are working for the food bank right now as employees, and people that are working for the state parks. So it's a nice opportunity, a stepping stone to use what they've learned and move into full-time positions, which is great.
I can imagine, and I can also imagine that what they learn is going to influence their career growth down the road too.
100%, 100%, and that's what we're looking for. And so we're really excited. We, like I said, we have a cohort that's going to go until the beginning of October. We have another cohort that's going to start in October and go all the way till December 18th. And that's the good thing about the Green Cadre is it has a little bit of a bigger age range than some of our other programs. It's the 18 to 30. So we're happy to be able to extend that as part of our fall preview of programs. And then additionally, we have our healthcare program that we're currently adopting, and we partner with Central Coast College for the CNA program. So we are looking for individuals. That one is for individuals between the ages of 18 and 24, specific to that age range. And anyone that's interested in pursuing a career as a CNA, through our eligibility process, we go through the prerequisites, we partner up with the school, and we make sure we take care of all the paperwork in advance, the testing, the physicals, everything that's needed in order to qualify for the program. And we support individuals for the courses are 6 weeks long, but we do take a week in the beginning to make sure that everything is ready to go, and there's answer any questions, make sure all paperwork. And the great thing about that CNA program, above the knowledge and the certification that you get, is you get support from both Monterey County Works and Central Coast College. You get that support for job placement after you take your exam. Central Coast College and Monterey County works together in order to start with internships and direct placements for that CNA program. The best part about that is, with 100% commitment to the program, the costs of those programs are paid for by Monterey County Works. So we will pay for the actual educational portion of there and do some reimbursements when it comes to scrubs, physicals and live scan, background checks, things of those nature. So another opportunity for a program where we see there's not going to be a depletion in the need for healthcare professionals. So we want to make sure that we're supporting our young adults in that manner.
And that's the thought that came to my mind as you're describing the program. I'm thinking to myself, my goodness, this is such a great way for a young person to get a taste of the healthcare industry. I guess kind of on an entry level, so to speak, and perhaps inspire them to pursue continuing their education, whether it be in respiratory therapy or nursing or becoming a PA, a physician's assistant, et cetera. This is a great entree, and they'll be exposed to all those types of people as they're working in their careers.
Yes, and it's a great opportunity, like you're saying, a stepping stone. And if the CNA is the position that you want, that's great, but it does broaden your horizon with regards to what other healthcare professions are out there. a lot of individuals that have gone through our program have, wanted to go into nursing afterwards. And great, they know what it's like. They know what to expect. They know that there's going to be, some time and hustle put behind it. But once they finish the CNA program, they know that they're on the right track and they can move forward. And again, we continue to support them as much as we can during that process.
Yeah, and I think it's so important to note that the county, in particular through Monterey County Works, has many opportunities for young people to explore careers, to get training, to have good mentors like yourself and others that I know you work with. Why don't you just give a little plug to about Monterey County Works before we wrap up this afternoon?
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, there's two aspects of Monterey County Works. There's the young adult program, which is the 18 to 24 year old. In addition to these programs, if you're 18 to 24 and you want to do maybe healthcare or maybe the Green Cadre is not for you, we do work experience programs. So we will partner with an organization or a business that you might be interested in. I always use the example of a law office. You want to be in a law office, we'll partner with a local law office, get you some mentorship, get you up to 280 hours of paid work experience. You might take that opportunity as, hey, this is great. Or you might take that opportunity as, you know what, it's not what I thought it was. Let's see what else we can do. So we want to support individuals getting that training mentorship. Worst case scenario, we now build a resume with all this experience that you've had and help you do work placement there. In our adult programs, we have our on-the-job trainings. So those are more geared towards local businesses, organizations that are interested in hiring permanently, but want a little bit of assistance with the salary. We will reimburse 50% of an individual's salary during the onboarding process of that. So that's an opportunity there. If you are 25 years or older and interested in getting your truck driver's license, we have school partnerships there also. So you can come to us and say, I've always wanted to get my Class A driver's license. We go through the prerequisites and we connect you with a local institution to get the training and get that license. That one is for 25 and over. But anyone who's 18 and over, if there's something that you need for career enforcement, whether it's supportive services, direct placement, help with resumes, help with interviewing, any of those things above and beyond, we will assist you at. Because our ultimate goal is to help individuals get a livable, sustainable wage. And whatever we can do to eliminate any barriers that stop you from that, that's what we're here for.
That's great, Michael Archuleo with Workforce, with County of Monterey Workforce. Thank you so much for being with us today. I
Thank you.
appreciate all the efforts that you're doing with these programs. And that'll wrap up our briefing this Wednesday, August 19th. And we look forward to seeing you back here next Wednesday at 12 o'clock noon, when we'll have another briefing from the County of Monterey briefing room. I'm Nick Pasculi for the County of Monterey. Have a great day and be safe out there.